Florida Governor Ron DeSantis seems to be pretty set on running for president in 2024, and I have some new reporting for you here from the Washington Post. Let me get this all queued up. DeSantis indicates privately he intends to run in 2024 as allies prepare. Now, before we dive into this reporting, two things. Number one, after we get through this initial part of this story, we're going to watch a rather cringy clip of DeSantis getting asked about his presidential ambitions on Fox News, so stick around for that. Second, I really want this reporting to be accurate because, as I've said many times in the past, I don't want DeSantis to be president, but I do want the messiness of DeSantis and Trump clashing. And a formal announcement will up the ante. It'll heat up the situation, even though Trump is obviously already attacking DeSantis. If DeSantis is actually in the race, they have to get on debate stages together. They're actually formally campaigning against one another. Then it'll be a whole lot more messy and have a greater chance of dividing the Republican Party, weakening them going into the 2024 general election. Continuing with this reporting, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has indicated privately that he intends to run for president, according to two people familiar with his comments. A political committee that seeks to draft DeSantis into the race, launched Thursday, is likely to serve as an approved outside spending vehicle for his campaign, three people familiar with the planning said. And DeSantis will visit the early nominating states of Iowa on Friday and Nevada on Saturday as he tours the country promoting his memoir. That's just a funny strategy or funny thing that politicians do. And Tim Scott is doing a similar thing with his Freedom America something or another tour. And DeSantis here promoting his memoir, where you release a book right before you want to run for president. And then he's using it as an opportunity to just go to the primary states, which is an interesting thing there. Figure out a way to go under the guise of some other story, whether it be some speech circuit on freedom or a book that you're promoting, go to the primary states and start campaigning without actually formally being in the race. Continuing, the public and private moments underline how far along DeSantis and his allies are in their preparation for the 2024 campaign, even as the Florida governor has not said publicly that he will enter the race. Allies do not expect him to announce a run until after the Florida state legislative session ends in May, but in recent conversations, DeSantis has described his presidential plans without any caveats that would suggest he's still deciding, according to two people familiar with his comments who, of course, were anonymous. So he's privately saying he's doing it without caveats, and he's also setting up the fundraising apparatus to make that happen. He's definitely running, and that's big, even though we know, and we've known for a while, that he likely had this ambition and he was acting in ways to make that very likely. But I still had a part of me that thought he wouldn't end up doing it because of multiple reasons, thinking that Trump's still unfortunate popularity within the Republican Party would make it too hard for him to win, especially with rising polls in Trump's favor recently in regard to the GOP primary polling. And I think the wave of attacks that started from Trump maybe would also make DeSantis think, okay, I'll sit this one out, try to hit it in a future campaign, a future election cycle. But no, he's going to jump into the race. Here from CNN.
Speaking of the 2024 race, this morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is going to Iowa amid expectations that he is going to be running for president potentially in 2024, something he has not announced yet. His first visit to the GOP's first nominating state is coming months ahead of his expected potential launch. That is something that's not expected to happen until at least the end of the legislature session in Florida. But Ron DeSantis is already polling in the top tier, second so far only in several of them to former President Trump.
Right, so making the visit to Iowa, starting to try to make nice with the primary voters there. And then, as I mentioned, here's him tossing the football with Brian Kilmeade on Fox News, tossing the baseball with Brian Kilmeade on Fox News, talking about his possible presidential ambitions.
We also had a serious conversation beyond baseball. Here's a little of it. So you're a goal-oriented guy. If not this time to run for president, would you think at some time it's safe to say that that would be one of your goals?
I would only do stuff if I thought there was a rationale for me to accomplish things on behalf of the people. As governor, and if you're a determined executive, you know, you can make things happen, and we've done that in Florida. But we've always got a strategy for what we're doing, and we're always working hard to advance the ball.
All right.
I like to check my consistency and think, would that have been as odd of a 30-second clip or whatever if it was someone I liked tossing the ball with another person that I really liked? And maybe not, but that's a strange way to conduct an interview. We're regular guys, see? But I mean, there it is. DeSantis, definitely, it seems, running for president. That's what's being indicated privately and publicly with his attempts to set up his fundraising structure to be ready for that campaign. And I'm looking forward to seeing the messy exchanges between Trump and DeSantis, the hopeful kind of battle lines that are drawn between different parts of the Republican Party. And it will definitely, while so many dangerous elements of this are present, it will also be rather entertaining to observe. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.